like you. Oh. Okay.
We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fair to say. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here, and welcome back to Changeling. We are here in the clip room, reading by ourselves because everyone's busy for me. I looked at Violet's inside, remember my complaint to Allie that morning. Even though I appreciated the chance to research, there was still a part of me that felt it would have been nice to be included in whatever preparations had to be made. I was new, not useless. Violet echoed my sigh and adjusted his glasses. I had work to do elsewhere as well. I trust I can't expect you to straighten the room while everyone is out. My eye twitched slightly. He's so lucky the sofa pillows are out of reach. You can't throw shit at your teacher! Isn't there some other way I can be useful? Well, that's why I joined, right? Yeah, I don't mind it. Isn't there some other way I can be useful? Okay, the music didn't change. Is that okay? Or something I can do besides clean and aimlessly read? I was under the impression you were researching to learn about yourself and potentially identify what manner of Fae heritage you have, not aimlessly reading. I am. Yes, but it's hard to focus on that when all my friends are off working. I kind of want help, and researching is all good and well. I know pinpointing my origins is important, and I know it's not the agency's job to hold my hand and do that for me. But if I'm part of this world now, I want to learn how to function in it. I want to learn more about the role Fae and what abilities I might have, and how to use them properly. I can't do that by just reading books. Identifying the source of your heritage is a critical component to learning the full extent of whatever abilities you may possess. I know. If you need guidance in your research, you can always ask me, though I may not be of much more help than just reading books, since that's primarily where my knowledge of fairies come from. I know, but I can't ask a book a specific question and get an answer. What specific questions do you have? Oh, he's so cute. He's just actually staying behind to talk to me a little. I don't know. Oh, great. If you discover one, come ask me. I'll do my best to answer. In the meantime, continue your research. Even if it feels aimless by reading about unrelated things, you're still expanding your knowledge of this community in general, which is also valuable. I know. And yes, I'll straighten the club room. I appreciate your cooperation, and your desire to help has been noted. Violet left through the library door, and alone, I started cleaning. But I wasn't happy about it. I snatched a few magazines off the sofa and shoved them in a wicker basket, then brushed the crumbs from Corvin's snack off the table. I'd need to get to the stupid broom so I could sweep the stupid floor, and it was in that stupid weird supply closet down the hall. Ugh! I grabbed my stray book off the side of the table, planning to return it to the bookshelf. Wait! Isn't this the book Elliot was reading yesterday? The one he wouldn't show me? I smiled slightly and opened the cover. Ha! Time to find out what he was afraid of me seeing. I really do not want to know. I flipped through the first pages, scanning the words. Wait, this is about fairies. Why would he be reading up about fairies? Don't tell me. Surely he wasn't reading this because of me. I mean, he was pretty worried about the sleepwalking thing, and I had told him I didn't know what was causing it. Was it possible he wanted to try to help me by doing his own research? He hadn't said anything about that though. I mean, he hadn't even let me see the book. Why try to hide it from me if he was trying to help? Unless he was embarrassed about me finding out he was trying to help or something. But why would that embarrass him? Then again, Elliot seemed pretty easily flustered. I could totally picture his face going bright red if I caught him reading about fairies and asked him why, especially if it turned out to be for my sake. I mean, Elliot had no real reason to go out of his way for my sake, but somehow I wouldn't be surprised to find out he was. He kind of seemed like he was just that kind of person. In any case, I could be reading way too much into it. Even so, I smiled slightly as I took it to the bookshelf and left it with my collection. I finished cleaning quickly, and I used the magazine to sweep the crumbs under the carpet because I did not want to deal with that creepy hallway. When I was finished, I settled into the sofa and pulled one of my research books onto my lap. I leafed through it, trying to remember where I'd left off. I paused on one page, running my finger over the ornate chapter header. Goblins, brigands, and gnomes. Suddenly, the memory of meeting the spriggan on the bridge came back to me. We must not look at goblin men. We must stop by their fruits. What was the rest of the poem? Having fun? I nearly jumped... What the fuck is this eerie music for? I nearly jumped out of my skin at the voice behind me. Oh! Yeah, Brenna never really left. In my head, I was like, they never mentioned Brenna leaving, so... Jeez, Brenna, please don't do that again. She didn't look remotely remorseful as she watched me. I thought you left with the others. She moved into the room with cat-like grace, joining me on the sofa. I'm back. Oh, she did leave. Okay, and she came back. I was a little on edge as she sat beside me and picked up one of my books. I don't usually see you here at this time. She idly leafed through the pages without a word. I could never understand her. If she didn't want to talk or interact, why bother to even stay? What I want to know is why you're here. Well, I'm waiting for Allie. She paused and looked up at me. As we looked at each other, she slowly ripped a— Whoa! You can't do that! She slowly ripped the page out of the book. What the heck are you doing? Seriously. What the heck are you doing? Oh. Is that a correct choice? I don't know. I made a swipe for the book, but she held it out of reach, then dropped it to the floor behind her. What is the matter with you? I don't like you. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we grab the book away from her. What the heck? I snatched— Okay, either way it's gonna be— No. Okay. I'm just gonna say what the heck. Alright. I don't care if you like me or not. That doesn't mean you get to destroy Violet's books. Especially since he'd probably freaking blame me. She gave me a shove and I was startled enough that before I could fight back, she had me pinned down against the arm of the sofa. I struggled, but she didn't budge. Why the heck was she so strong? Why are you here? I'm here to research about myself? What do you mean, why am I here? Or do you mean, why do I exist? Is that her question? I didn't know what to say to that. Why was I here? In the club room? In the club in general? In town? I had no idea what she meant. Because I have to be. You should just forget about all of this. You don't belong here. Violet and the others apparently begged to differ. It's not like I want to be in the club either. She released me and sat back on the sofa. I sat up shakily, quickly standing and moving away from her. She was up and across the room before I got far. She gave me a last look, her dark eyes roving over me and clear disdain. You're a fool. And with that, she was gone. I sank into one of the chairs, heart still hammering against my ribs. What the heck? What was that? Did she take that piece of paper that she ripped from the book with her? Or is it somewhere here? I really didn't understand Brenna, not one bit. This is gonna be a tough storyline, because I think she's gonna get real pissed the closer we get to Elliot. I had a hard time focusing on anything after that, even though, as Violet said, there was ample time to do some reading before the others got back. I spent most of the time staring down at her book, trying to work out why Brenna had such a problem with me, especially considering she actually helped me just a week prior. Maybe she didn't really help me. Maybe she was doing it for herself. I tried my best to push her out of my head and focus a bit on research, at least enough to find a solution for the brownie issue. There was a book, Fairy Spirits and Goblins. Goblins? Oh, that was goblins. What happened? That had a segment on brownies and similar creatures. I struggled to get through the section, but I did manage to take some helpful notes in the research journal I'd been keeping. Fortunately, though, information was a bit vague. Brownies and all their counterparts were common enough that by the time Allie came back for me, I had made a list of possible ways to appease the thing. Or maybe drive it off. The latter seemed a bit harsh, and as weird as it was to have it around, I kind of wanted to avoid driving it out of its home. It had been there first, after all. When I arrived home, no one else was there yet. I waited to Allie and ran inside, hoping I had a bit of time before Mom came home. I left my things by the front door and kicked my shoes off. I went straight to the kitchen and grabbed a bowl, then some milk and honey, and for good measure, a couple of little butter cookies from a tin in the cabinet. I guess the basement is probably the best place for it. The books had said to leave the offering in a cozy corner, but I also needed a place no one else would see, and I didn't want to lure it to my room. We all pretty much avoided the basement anyway, so hopefully that was a good spot. I poured the milk in the bowl and arranged a large glob of honey on the saucer with the cookies, then carried them downstairs. I really hope this works. I set the saucer just under the bottom of the stairs and quickly retreated. I guess I had to wait until morning to see for sure. My phone chimed just as I was shutting the basement door again. A text. Who could it be? I hurried to the front and dug it out with my book bag. To my surprise, it was Elliot. Oh, hope you're feeling better now. Try to get some rest. What do you mean? I hope you're feeling better. I have to work tonight, so be careful, okay? Oh, I smiled slightly and quickly texted him back. He was checking on me. That was sweet. It is. I will. Thanks for worrying, but I'm sure I'll be fine. No problem. I don't know what... Every time someone uses an emoji back to me, I just feel like they actually care. I'm that person, and if I don't use emojis, I'm upset. If someone uses emojis, I can't really tell if they're upset at me or I don't know what you're feeling, so please use emojis if you're ever talking to me. I turned my phone off and, still smiling, went up to do my homework. Okay, October 22nd. You guys can't see it, but it's October 22nd. The sensation was already becoming familiar. I was enveloped in darkness. It was strange how the dark was almost a tangible thing, something that had texture, like a blanket wrapped around me to keep reality away. It was warm, soft, and trying to lull me back to sleep. And yet, there were places that the darkness was thin enough for it cold to seep in from the outside. Oh god, it nipped my skin, sent shivers straight up from my feet to my spine. This time, whatever was happening felt less like a dream and more like my mind was shut away somewhere, strange while my body wandered around of its own accord. There was a soft, raspy voice whispering something I couldn't understand. Elliot again? No, that's not right. He told me he'd be at work. It didn't sound like him anyway. It sounded like me. But my voice was strange somehow. I need to wake up. My eyelids were so heavy. No matter how I tried, I couldn't force them open, even though I knew I wasn't in bed anymore. I could feel my feet moving through wet grass, bits of leaves and broken twigs catching between my toes. The darkness thinned a bit more, but I couldn't stop. My body won't listen. Stop! I meant to say it loudly, but the word came out as a hoarse croak. Shh! Sleep! What the fuck? No! A second voice spoke this time, one that was vaguely familiar. The part— ooh! I'm going back to sleep! The part of my mind that was fully awake began to drift off again as the darkness wrapped closer around me. No! I had to... My foot suddenly struck something soft, sending me staggering forward. Whatever it was tangled itself in my feet and I went down hard. The jolt anchored me firmly back to the waking world. I woke up, sprawled on my face in a blanket of wet leaves, with freezing dew seeping through my pajamas. I lay still for a moment, gasping in the scent of moss and dirt. This is becoming an every night thing, isn't it? A near hysterical laugh bubbled up in my throat at the ridiculousness of this situation. Everything was going wrong right now. Everything. I bit back the laugh and turned my head to the side wearily. A pair of yellow eyes were staring me down from a few feet away. I blinked in surprise at the unexpected guess. It's fucking Brenna. It was Elliot's cat. Is that what tripped me? I propped myself up on my elbows and studied her. Sleek, black, slightly larger than most house cats, with a patch of stark white on her chest. She was pretty. I wondered what was going on in that kitty brain of hers as she looked at me. For how much you hate me, you sure do seem to hang around a lot. The cat hopped up on a half-fallen tree to glare at me balefully. With a groan, I sat up and wrapped my arms around my legs as I stared into the shadowy trees in front of me. I wonder where I'm always off to in such rush at night. I always woke with a strange sense of needing to go somewhere, to find something, but I never knew what. And there was that odd sensation of being closed off from the world and wrapped in shadow. I had never really done any lucid dreaming before, so I didn't know if it was supposed to feel like I wasn't in control of my own body. Maybe it's more like an out-of-body experience, which is horrible to feel. Is that even a real thing? I looked up at the cat. She was perched effortlessly up there, just staring down at me. I guess you wouldn't know either. I buried my face in my knees and squeezed my legs tightly. I don't know why this is happening. The cat meowed plaintively and vanished back up the path. I don't know why, but I had a distinct feeling she was telling me to stop whining. And now I'm imagining my neighbor's cat is talking to me. Then again, maybe it was just trying to tell myself that. I shivered and got to my feet. It was too cold to be lurking near the woods in my pajamas, and Elliot wasn't around to sacrifice another hoodie to me. The crackle of the underbrush nearby caused me to freeze in my tracks. I glanced that way anxiously. I didn't see anything, but there was something moving around back there for sure. What the fuck is that? It sounded pretty big. Something gleamed red in the brush. Eye shine. A little growl cut through the air. I'm gonna save it here. We're gonna save here. We're gonna save here. You guys are gonna hate me, but you know what? It's gonna be an everyday thing, but Sunday. So you're gonna see tomorrow what's gonna happen to me, okay? I think. I really don't know the the layout of this because I don't have a calendar in front of me. But you won't have to wait that long. I don't think so. Unless today is Saturday that this is going up. Then you're gonna have to wait. No idea who that's gonna be. I think it's another werewolf. It's not gonna be Danny, of course. It's not Elliot. Maybe Brandon will come back to help me. I think later on she might be pitying me in the future and helps me out, even though she hates me because I am getting all this attention. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
released it. You love it, love it, love. I want it. You touch it, touch it,